you know, that's the thing is I paid 200 bucks to try this out. Hello everybody, coming at you with all my might. It is Smite. How you guys doing today? Today we're going for a little ride here on my F800GS with studded tires. As you can see, if you saw my last video when I took it around the block, there was a little bit of snow on the road. And of course, you know, everyone's a critic of what snow-covered roads are and what they aren't. In my definition, there were snow-covered roads. But I was trying out my studs on that, and let me tell you, they help actually grip the road. So with only having 100 studs in each tire, you definitely don't have a lot of traction on straight up ice. Now it's like a 50-50. Now I mean, I was doing like 70 and I'm currently doing 60 mile an hour with studs on a back road, and it really doesn't feel that too much different of just straight up knobbies. Now you can feel a little bit. One thing about this is I have a Scott steering stabilizer, and that takes a lot of shake out that you would normally feel. So I attribute that to a whole lot. I really love running that because this is such a big bike. When you throw knobbies on it and then still expect to go down the road 70-80 mile an hour, you can get a lot of shake, and it's an extra insurance, so to speak. Just like the fact that only having 100 studs, I can still do all the road stuff, and I can still go slow in ice. But if you were to grab the front brake, it will slide. I can't demonstrate that because I'm not on ice right now, but I did take a trip all the way out to where there is some snow-covered roads. And by the time I got there, the cold had zapped my GoPro battery. So, and I didn't bring an extra, so I had to come all the way back home. So it was not a fun experience. I should know better. I mean, it's currently 32 degrees out, so it is freezing, literally. A little bit of, you know, it's hard to see on the camera, but there is a little bit of shake in the handlebars coming into that turn. Now, one thing I will say is, since these are tungsten carbide studs, they really hold up. I was so surprised, because I've tried the just straight up sheet metal screws on a much smaller caliber, like on my TW200 when I had that, and that made a huge difference. But I'll tell you what, I rode it like 3 times on the road. That was, you know, more road than ice, and it literally just shredded the studs. Like, I mean, well, they're screws, so that's why. It just ripped the tops right off of them. There was barely any head enough for me to unscrew them out of the tire when I was done. But these tungsten carbide studs, holy crap, you know, it's something I had to try to actually believe. And I have almost 100 miles on the studs, and you really can't tell the difference. It's crazy. And I noticed if you do go, the speed limit's 45. If I do 45, 50, I mean, it's perfectly manageable, but I still find myself going a lot much faster. So with only having 100 studs in each tire, I can't really recommend it if you're going like straight up off-road in the ice. I would definitely, and these are the 1200 series studs. Like I said, it gives you enough grip that you can actually move on an ice-covered road, but it's not something you're going to be riding aggressively. You would need more studs or deeper penetration. Now that's 100 is the minimum of what they recommend. They have 100 to 150 is what they recommend per tire, and I can definitely tell you, you will need more. If you plan on riding more aggressively, you will need more studs. Now that is something I learned after the fact, and it wasn't until actually after I bought the studs till someone actually spoke up and said, oh, you're gonna need more studs. So I'm like, oh really? Well, you know, thanks for letting me know on all my other videos, but but that's one of the things, is it's just something you gotta, I feel I have to find out for myself. But now if I can make a video letting you guys know so you don't make the same mistake. Now granted, these studs are quite expensive, But I'm not out anything as long as I don't lose them. So next year, if I want to buy another 200, because they're $1 a piece, so you don't want to lose them. Now they do get cheaper as you add more, but you know, that's the thing is I paid $200 to try this out, but with the minimal signs of wear, I'm pretty sure I could get a couple years, a couple winters out of the studs, if that's something you're into. Or you could just park your bike and not worry about it, or just not ride on ice. But there's always a question. I was like, I want to do it, so I just had to try it. So I'm really glad I got the opportunity to try it. I think what I'm going to do next year is buy another 200 studs and then put, I would say, up to 200 studs in the tire, because that would literally double your grip, and then I'll go from there. But that's my thoughts on that. If you haven't seen me ride it around the block in the snow, go check out the description of the video, and there is a link to that video. But that's my thoughts on the matter. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or learned something, don't forget to hit the subscribe and follow on Facebook. Have a nice day and God bless.